and we'll go live on there also. Welcome, 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 welcome. This is just a test stream. We seem to be live on them both. Let me have a look. Oh my gosh, are we live on? Nope, Twitch is still not live, which is wonderful. Even though it's muted. Yes. There we go. So we should now be live on there. We think we are live on them both. Hello world. Okay, so if there is anybody in chat, if you don't mind just giving me 2 minutes of your time, I could just do with seeing whether we are working as we should. So let's get on to this face cam. There is a big delay between them. Hello, hello, hello. Twitch chat would be really useful to see. I think it's that one there. We have Twitch chat. We have Twitch chat. Yeah, there we go. We've got no face, but we've got Twitch chat. Wonderful. I am sure there's a way of popping Twitch chat out. I do not know how to do it though. We will mute that so we're not getting any back feed on there either. We have 2 people on YouTube. I'm not sure who we have in, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know if you're a regular viewer. This is just a test stream, so I can test on both YouTube and that. Who we got? Joseph! Hello, Joseph. Sorry, Joseph. Thank you very much for joining me, Joseph. Sorry, Joseph, to be a pain. I'm not actually streaming any repairs today. I'm just trying to get everything back up and running on, what's it called? Twitch and YouTube. I don't suppose you could just tell me whether YouTube is working absolutely fine, is it? There's no issues with the audio, no unsyncing, and I have got a first-time chatter on Twitch as well, whoever that is. Devita888, hello, hello, hello. First time I am on here on Twitch, so thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No issues on YouTube, thank you, Joseph. Devita, hello, Devita on Twitch. Would you mind just telling me whether I'm working okay on Twitch? This is my first stream to test a multi-stream, that is all. I'm not actually streaming any repairs today. I don't know if you can give me a quick thumbs up on Twitch, can you, Devita? I wasn't expecting anybody to come on here, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Devita, seems fine to me. Thank you so much to the pair of you. Joseph on YouTube with my regular thing. Devita, thank you very much. Welcome to my first ever Twitch stream, and welcome being my first ever chatter and viewer on Twitch as well. And thank you, Joseph, for yours as well. It was, I have a... Joseph is now following me. Oh, thank you, whoever that was, who's just subscribed on my, I think that was on YouTube. I'm going to have to get to grips with this. It's a little bit confusing, but thank you so much, whoever that was who subscribed with me, and welcome to both of you. It is a test stream to do that. I will be streaming tomorrow because I have some repairs in for the extremely fortunate lady who's brought this Lenovo in, where it's not working. So we'll be doing a crazy stream tomorrow morning to get that done. So morning Sean, morning Sean. Good morning, good morning. All my viewers are coming in on YouTube now, and I've got my first viewer on Twitch as well. I have no idea how I see the stats on Twitch. I've got 4 people viewing on Twitch as well. Welcome to the 4 people viewing on Twitch also. I feel awful now because everyone's coming and I ain't got anything to do with them today. So I really do apologise for streaming on here, but I needed to go live just to see if it was working. So welcome one and all on both YouTube and Twitch. This is going to take some getting used to. Getting this done, getting this worked on, and getting everything else. I will be live tomorrow, just to see how we are getting on with it, and watch all your stuff. Love it so much. I'm learning a lot from you. What, you're learning a lot from me? Thank you very much, Sean. I would love to say I've got a lot of knowledge to impart, but I impart where I can. I'm not as knowledgeable as a lot of people on here, but I might know some different things, and I might put it across in a different way. So much appreciated on there. So guys, should we do this since I'm sat here? Should we actually do a repair? What do you think? Should we do a repair? Have I got anything to lose? Why not? We'll have a look at this one then. I need to have a look on OBS though. Now I've got that up and running. So I'm hoping, just let me maximise my OBS, which is normally sat on this screen here. I've had all my screens. I've got 3 screens running, and I need Twitch chat on, obviously, until I can figure out how to get Twitch chat on the same screen as that. What happens if I move that chat over there? And what happens if I drag Explorer over here, like it's a little bit big? We have Twitch chat on there, and where's my YouTube chat? Bang me YouTube chat over the top of there. Yeah, it works something like. Let's just minimise that a little bit, and we'll do a repair. We'll do a repair. I'm just trying to get my chat a reasonable size because I cannot see anything on here. There we go. And I've gone and broke it. I can't find. It's there. Oh, I'm really having a nightmare today, gentlemen, lady and gentlemen, or whoever is in there. I've got my YouTube chat on the wrong screen. I've got everything on. Why don't we do a? I will try and keep up with that, but my Twitch chat is extremely small. Not that I've got a lot of people on there, but anyway, let's do a repair, Sean. Let's do a repair. Sorry, guys, it was an impromptu. I've lost some of my things off OBS, so I ain't got a clue how many people are watching me. I don't know where that has disappeared from, but my OBS has died on there. But anyway, let's do one then. Let's see where we go. Right, we will do a repair on this. This has just been dropped off with me today. I have only got until about 1:45. Daughter's finishing school early today. Finishing school early. So let's have a look at this. This has been brought in. It's a Lenovo. We'll need the power supply because there's no power on this one. No power. So let's get my power meter rigged up. Let's get my power supply turned on. Let's get it connected up to the main screen so at least we can see it. Disconnected. Oh, it's going to be one of them days, isn't it? We are connected. So let me turn power supply on. So at least we get that on screen. Not that one, it's that one there. So at least we've got a power supply on screen. Oh. Right, I'm still not sure how many we've got on Twitch. I'm gonna have to have a look, see if I can get a little Twitch thing on there to do that. And on YouTube, I don't know how many viewers I've got on YouTube either. But welcome. Let's get a power supply. This has it's got no life and no power. So we'll get my tools out, and we'll give this a quick diagnose. Hope everyone is doing super diddly fine, by the way. I will say some hellos. I've got Joseph in and I've got Sean in on YouTube. They're the only ones we've chatted. I have got other people floating because it's telling me, but to whom I do not know. But as I say, it was only an impromptu stream. So what we will do, we'll get our test one rigged up to our power supply. I'm usually more organised than this when I go live. Just addictive to try and get live. So we'll stick that in there. 19.5 volts we've got on our power supply. Top right hand corner. We'll turn that on. Power. 19.5 volts we've got on there. We need to find the right end of this. This is a Lenovo, but it's not got the correct. I wonder if it's chargeable with USB-C. We'll have a look with that, and we'll see where we go. So, how's everyone doing today? We all had a good. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday today. We all had a good Wednesday so far. I've been doing some admin work today. Trying to get a bit of paperwork done, and zoom out a bit and whatnot. I think I've knocked my camera when I've been doing stuff. Let me readjust that. Honestly, my first time viewers, I'm a lot more whatchamacallit to this. Oh, have we got any? What was that? Have we got any current draw? So top right hand corner. Let's see if we get any current draw. So this was no power. I did plug customers' charger in prior, and we had no power. Test it on meter. We had no power. So I'm jumping a couple of diagnostic steps. But that's because I'm kind of jumping into this. Customer has bought a new power supply. That power supply is working. The other one worked as well. So it was just a case of that. So let's see what we've got. See if it responds to power button. Power supply is on, kicking out 19.5 volts. We've got the right thing. We've got no charge light, and the power button is this side. So let me just hold it in. Let's see if we've got any movement up here on output current. Power supply, no, absolutely zip. As you can see, pulling no current at all. Is there any pre-charge when I go in? We've got a little bit of a trickle there. Do you see a little bit of a trickle? So it's attempting something. I think there's a short on here, and I wouldn't be surprised whether we've got a main power rail or maybe a 5-volt power rail short on that. So let me get, I don't know where my screwdrivers are. Oh, if anybody was wondering, can you remember the massive heavy one? We did over 3 streams, I think it took us. They came to pick up yesterday. Ever such a nice couple, really nice. I explained to them that and showed them the damage on the motherboard, and they was going to chase the supply route, which was Scan Computers, but it turned out they'd had the computer quite a length of time. He had bought some things recently, but the main box he'd had 2.5 years. So they were going to then see if they could get a warranty claim on the CPU, because it was the 13900KF, if you all recall. And after they was going to get the warranty claim on the Intel CPU, if Intel would honour that, because we know there's known issues on that, they were going to see if they could do anything with the motherboard. I suggested that if they got a CPU, they probably sold the 3900 because they still needed an expensive motherboard, and bought a Ryzen AM5 platform board bundle from Amazon, which was about £380, I think it was. They already had the DDR5 RAM. So instead of spending £600 on a board and possibly needing a very expensive CPU, go down the more value route of replacing it with a AM5 chip. Not quite as powerful, but they had a 3080 in the system, which is obviously going to do the vast majority of the heavy lifting in games, and take it from there. So, right, we now have the back of water. Nice laptop this is. Let's just zoom down a little bit. Let's just zoom down. This is nice classic motherboard, as Uncle Soren would say. So I think if we start with, can't see any physical signs of any liquid or damage as such. Let's get the battery disconnected, which is there. And we will see, oh, there we go. I took dog out this morning for a quick walk. Blinking it was cold. 7.5 degrees, it felt more like. There were some penguins walking down the road, it was that chilly, I tell you. Let's just see if it's still taking any pre-current, you know, up top right hand corner. I've got the power lead back in, and the power switch on the side. So battery's disconnected, making no difference at all. It's now not making, not even doing that trickle of 0.01 of an amp. So that must have been just trying to turn battery charge circuit on. So let's put the machine that goes beep on, which is the multimeter. Let's see if we get this one on screen as well. And we will see if we can test for some shorts, resistance and whatnot. This should be on COM port 3. Come on you, yeah, we connected. Let's get that back in. So that should be PSU, where is my, ooh, it's that there. And we'll just select the one we want on there. OBS is really, I know why. I know exactly why. It's gone off top of the screen. There we go. It were off top of the screen. I don't know. I think I'd moved my canvas. I've had to rescale my canvas for Twitch, and I think the rescaling of the canvas has probably hurt some of my OBS layout. So that'll be interesting, trying to get everything lined back up on every single scene. You can see that was off. I'm a little bit off the corner as well. Let me pull me back on. I'm there. Hello. I'm there. So at least we've got something a bit more familiar. So let's see if we've got any direct shots. We are on continuity mode, and we will get a beep if we get ground touching any of the positive rails. Sort these cables out. Let's find ourselves a nice ground. Nice ground. That little screw hole there should be good enough. Let's just check. Yep, got a nice beep on there. We've got a nice low resistance of 0.01. So let's just check some of these inductors, what we can see. So inductor down there, no, that's fine. No short there. I suspect if the charging port, it's probably on the main power rail, which will be sitting up here, but those are the two ones I can see straight away. The rest, there's one there. No, that's another one, which is okay. So we need to just remove this here, which is actually under the heatsink cover bit as well. Let's see if we can get that off. I'm just going to refresh my Twitch. I am, as I say, I am multi-streaming for the first time. So the idea is we welcome to the chat room. It's welcoming me to the chat room. I have 5 followers on Twitch. Woohoo! If there's anybody sat there who doesn't know what Twitch is, that makes me and you both. But I noticed that some Rusty Russ was starting to stream to Twitch. I actually watched some gamers on Twitch as well. So I am aware of what it is. I'm going to take that heatsink off just so I can get to the board. And the battery needs to come out because it's a typical one where why make it easy? Let's make it as hard as possible. But if it's got to come out, it's got to come out. So we'll pop the battery out. Battery is disconnected. And then we will have a quick wander around the board. If I can get that
PCDD, you little shit.
Strawberry! Hello, Strawberry! Strawberry. This is just a test stream, this Strawberry. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I am a little ship. I don't know if them sound effects come through on Twitch if you put them on YouTube. I don't know that. They might get a bit of an echo. I did have a look to see if I could set up the Streamer bot and Streamlabs on Twitch also. It got really confusing for me. It got really confusing, so I didn't even bother it. But welcome, Strawberry. I was only, is this the Linux laptop? You keep living in anticipation. It's not this laptop. Today's stream was, as it's highlighted, a test stream. I will change the thing to multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube. Just make sure everything was working. I had my first ever viewer on Twitch, which was Devita888, who kindly gave me the thumbs up and said everything seems fine. So thank you so much for that. I'm not too sure whether they're in there because I haven't got any stats on Twitch, but it was just to do that. And then a few of my followers came in, or subscribers, whatever you want to call them, on YouTube. And because I'm just a nice guy, I thought I would do a repair whilst I was on. Sean asked nicely. So we did it. We did it. So this is just a laptop which is coming with no power. And I just want to get to the board a little bit. So to get to the board on these, or to get to the under the black sticker, which is here, there's no shorts on the battery power rail. The unit, when you plug it in, takes a little bit of current, 1/100th of a milliamp. So it's not taking anything significant. Leave the cap behind. It's then not powering up. There's no power lights on it or anything else. Charger's working, doing it off the bench supply. So we know we're getting 19 volts into it because it's taking current, but it's just not doing anything with that. Apart from, well, going into survival mode and turning off, really. So the Linux laptop is still in process, to answer your question. but I am going to do it with Linux and a retro system and turn it into some type of retro machine, so I can play some retro games on it. Something like maybe old Atari or MAME or things like that. I don't mean SNES or PS games. I'm thinking slightly older ones from my youth, without showing my age. So that's where I was thinking on that. But I will need your assistance when I do that, because I know zippity-doo-dah about getting Linux working on a laptop. I barely know Windows. So I'm not going to pretend any other. So now we've got a bit more access to the internals. Tony, hello, Tony, hello. Surprise visitor there, Tony. How are you feeling? Or more importantly, how are your family feeling, Tony? Any better? They are struck down with a severe case of flu and tonsillitis. So sending big hugs to Tony and his family on that. Oh, that's not good, guys. See what we've got there. We've got a direct short here. And that one looks like... I'm not too sure what they'll be feeding, because it would normally be on the GPU circuit or the RAM circuit. But that's quite a big inductor, but there are a couple of MOSFETs there. So we'll get the microscope out. And we will just have a look under this scope to see if there is anything just getting a little bit broken or not very well, and things as such. My thermal camera keeps dropping off my microscope. So let me just get a bit more double-sided tape and stick that down. We'll see where we go on here. What's people's view on Twitch? Do you think it's worthwhile me streaming on Twitch at the same time? I don't. And now it's set up, I'm hoping it's a lot easier to kind of navigate and get to grips with. It's been I'm not the best with software, and if somebody had watched me on here, they would probably say I'm not the best with hardware as well. But I'm entertaining. That's what I like to think. You don't need to know what you're doing; you just need to make it look fun. Anybody who says you can't do it, don't believe them. You can do it. That's what my philosophy is. If we get that stuck down there, at least we might have a fighting chance at getting... there we go. Stick that on microscopal. Oh, you stupid machine. Alright, let's zoom that out, because I think I'm zoomed in. Yeah, that's zoomed out. We're going to have a look at it. Let's get the thermal camera app as well, because that'll give me a nice overlay. And that's going to be the thermal camera. Let's connect. Connect to thermal camera. Start playing. We have thermal camera. So we should see my finger on here, and we can get it on thermal camera at the same time. There we go, there we go. How's the test stream going, Michael? Steady, Michael. Steady. You missed yesterday's stream. I give you a shout out, and I tried to get people to pop over. If anybody's not familiar with Michael, he's been in my chat for a while. Ever such a nice guy. He started streaming on R3PHLEX, I think it's called. By all means, Michael, put your user tag into chat. For whatever reason, it says sign into chat on my screen. No idea why. Yeah, I'll give you a shout out to try and drag some more people across yesterday from people who was watching mine and recommended they pop across. So yeah, by all means, check Michael out. He'll put his tag in there. So give Michael a pop over on YouTube and do it. But if you're on Twitch, yes, same username on YouTube as I am on Twitch, Michael. If you don't mind popping across. I did have my first chattering within moments, who was Devita888, and she did give me the thumbs up. But yeah, there we go. Oh, it's on Twitch and YouTube. There you go, guys. R3PHLEX. Give him a like and a follow. Check his channel out. I think he's new back to streaming. He did some good projects. I watched him do a Xbox the other night as well. So really nice guy, been in my stream a while as well. So please do check him out. He's well worth checking out. Nice chill, nice calm environment. Canadian, so different time zone to me as well. But yeah, go over and give me a like, give him a sub on that as well. I hope the antibiotics will work for my wife and little boy. Yeah. I know you said you were busy at work as well. It's a little bit of rest with it, Tony, as well, isn't it? A little bit of rest on there. Okay, so that's the bad boy, which is shorted. So we've got a current sense thing on here as well. So we will just test that ground for that current sense resistor, which I presume is that one there. So we've got a short on that one just there. Let's see if anything's getting anything lighting up when I plug the power in, which is sitting up here. It's not pulling any current, so I'm not really going to see, again, my power supply has decided not to show on all these screens. I've had to change all my whatchamacallits round, screen resolutions for OBS. So everything's kind of moved around a little bit and not showing in its right place. But this is why we have a test stream, to do things like this. Let me see if I can get my and that one sat right at the top of the screen. There we go. I'm not even on that screen. Why aren't I on that screen? That's crazy why I'm not on that screen. You've come to see me. Get that up there, and we need face cam showing, don't we? Which is that one, which is up there. There we go. That's resembling a little bit more like it should on there. Oh, sorry. Let's have a look. Maybe look at a combined on screen chat. I need to find a better one than I'm currently using. OBS testing is really, it's the first one on there. So yeah, Michael, thank you very much for checking that out on there. I do need to find a combined one, because literally I've got an 11.8-inch monitor sat right in front of me here, what you guys can't see. And I've got the pop out from OBS for YouTube chat, which is dead easy to read. It's white writing on black, but I've had to open a browser, so Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, whatever you want to call it, and then kind of cut the screen off and put it there. So the chat on Twitch is incredibly small, but I cannot see any info on Twitch at all. So yes, let's get back to microscope anyway. On here, so we've got a direct short on that little beastie boy just there. So we're going to get the thermal camera on the big screen. I'm going to find my test probes. Believe it or not, since moving to the new power supply, I've not done any voltage injection. How bizarre is that? But I have that new fancy probe with the button on, so we're going to give that new probe a shout, because this will be the first time I've used it. Can't you tell I weren't ready for this? There we go, that's my new probe and that's my old probe. So we're going to test these new probes. If you're wondering what the new probe is, I will show you. Yeah, chat is definitely a bit annoying when you can't see it as uniform. I don't mean chat's annoying, please don't clip that. I mean chat's annoying on Twitch when you can't read it in combination with YouTube. I'm going to have to figure out a substantially better option than is currently on there. Right, so what the beauty of this is my red voltage injection probe. So it's got an on and off button basically there, so I can put it on the board somewhere, and rather than having to lift it up and move it back on and off all the time to keep injecting voltage, I can simply hold it on and press the button like so, and it'll basically turn the current voltage on and off. So yeah, I don't think these are expensive. I got this off AliExpress from a galaxy far, far away, and I think it was about $3, something like that, for the pair. I mean, black one doesn't have a switch on, obviously, because that'd just be silly. Yeah, the pair came for about $3, something like that, delivered. Black one will go on to ground, and then red one I can just manually switch, so I don't have to keep looking at what I am doing. I'm using a Castelabs caffeinated right now for the combined chat. You can give a try, but it isn't the best. Yeah. Oh wait, I'd missed some chat on here. Sorry. And for whatever reason, OBS keeps asking me to sign back in with my account, and I'm not doing that now. You need a I need a Twitch counter on there as well, Joseph. You are darn right. I need a Twitch counter. I need a Twitch counter next to my YouTube counter, because my YouTube counter has decided to disappear, and I don't know where that's gone. I would imagine it's probably gone because I have moved my canvas size, and like my face cam and everything else, it had all moved off the side of the screen. The YouTube counter was tiny, so that's probably disappeared somewhere else. So yeah, I'm going to install a shout out plugin for the bot on Twitch, where you can do real shout outs to each other. Oh, that's nice. I know Carthor on mine has a, I don't know why, but on my YouTube, when Carthor comes in, my stream bot says hello to him. I think it must just like Carthor. Don't know why. honestly don't know why, but it gives Carthor a shout out every time he comes into chat. If I could figure out how I did it, I would do it for everybody, so they all could get a nice welcome, but I do not know how or why it has done that. Okay, let me plug my other thing in. Need to plug this into the power supply. Get these into my probes. That one can just sit on there. Don't need the black one. We'll just use the red one. I'll use the clamp on there. So what this should do, if you look at the current draw on my multimeter, just clamp them two together. So it's not doing anything now. If I press there, you'll see when I'm pressing the button. I mean, it's set to 10 amps, so I will knock that down, and I'll knock the voltage down, because certainly we don't want to be putting 10 amps into it, do we? That would be darn silly. So let me knock this right down to 1 volt. Let me knock that column up to, this will be the first time I've used this for, and we don't need 10 amps. So let's get this down for 0.5 amp and see where we go from. We don't want that, it's wrong column. That one there. Let's put this at 0.6. So now we set to 1 volt, and the output current is limited to 0.6, so 600 milliamps on there. The counter from Streamlabs works fine for me. It's the setup I struggle with, Michael. It's the setup, trying to figure out how to do it. When I say I'm not very good with software, I am absolutely pants. James and Andy, JFix and Swindon Electrics has helped me so much, and Tony, Symboltech, also helped me so much getting it all rigged up and sorted. Without that input, all those guys, I would have not got anywhere near here. Right, I'm just going to test it on here just to see if my current is working. Then what we'll do, we'll flick back to better quality screen. Yeah, so that's working. So I'm going to just jump onto this one here. This is going to give us a short, as we will see. So I'll press the button now. We can see it's dropping down. It's quite a direct short, because it's taking taking the 1 volt straight to ground, really, and it's pulling the entire current. So we will we'll get the thermal camera on. The thermal camera I'm using, which is attached to the microscope, is the Thermal Master P1. If anyone's interested, there is a 10% discount voucher in my description for this video. You get that off any of the Thermal Master range of cameras. So I'll get that on there, and we'll just see if anything's lighting up under camera. We'll move it around just to have a look, see if anything's glowing. That's my hand. Woo! Let's wave. I can't see anything glowing on there. Because I fixed my thermal camera to my microscope, I use a separate thermal camera as well, which is the Unity Pro. Bit better resolution, and it's got macro lens on it as well. So we'll inject some voltage with this, and we will see where this goes also. Just going to knock the amp up to a little bit higher, and we will get on to initializing this screen here. If bear me 1 second, I just need to turn, again, this is a OBS thing because it's the first time I have put this on since doing this. There we go, we've got that. I'm going to resize that because it looks a bit too big. Everything looks appalling. It's better. Right, that's the this is the Unity Pro. You'll see my fingers coming through there. So we're still going to be looking on the board around here. We'll inject some voltage back there and we'll see what it is. I've now upped it to 1 amp just to see if we can get anything to come to life a little bit. See if we get any fireworks, any magic smoke. So I'll get that put on there. So we're pulling 1 amp there. Is there anything getting wham? Get the macro lens off. Yeah, it's pulling 1 amp. Yeah, there's nothing really. So it could be something on the other side of the board. Just pulsing the voltage on and off to make it flash, but yeah, there's nothing nothing really really working on there to might be on the other side of the board, do we think? Oh my gosh, that is well out of bed. Oh. Don't look the best, but at least you can see it. Ah, dear me, dear me, dear me. What an absolute dreadful stream today. It's just not going right. Yeah, I think I'm there. So let's so you can see we're pulling 1 amp and it's dropping it down from 1 volt to half a volt. So something should, because it's having a bit of a gulp on the current, something should, I would expect, to get a bit warm with that. Nothing is under thermal camera showing any kind of heat spots or anything else. It is a bit warm in this room today, but that's because I've had the heating on. You would expect it to be, what was that there? Did I just see something get warm near my fingers? No. Sometimes it's difficult to see when you've got shadow, when you've got reflections. Right, let's disconnect daughter board and things like that to start removing things like keyboards and daughter boards, just in case there's a short on any of those, because there's clearly a short to ground. So we'll remove some of the other items which it could possibly be. We'll see if we've still got the short. If we've still got the short, at least we have got less things in the chain and the equation to cause an issue. It has, this is the one with the soldered RAM as well, so there's no RAM sticks to take out of here. That's the hard drive out. Dave, Hello, I'm working. Yes. It was only a test stream, Dave. It was only a test stream, but as always, I tend to get a little bit carried away with my test streams. I've only got probably about another half an hour anyway at the most, because I've got school run duties that I am on. So I will be shooting off before long, or probably within the next half an hour I'll be finishing. But this one is coming with a completely dead laptop. It's not pulling any current. We've got a direct short on this great big humongous inductor just there, and it's a direct short to ground. I think it's 0.02 of an ohm, so more or less equivalent to putting my probes on ground, and just injected a little bit of voltage onto it, low voltage, and it's drinking all the current I can give it, but I've restricted it to 1 amp and it is still not showing any signs of heat. So we're just going to see if we've still got the same short on there. Okay, wrong one. Get the right one, which is, as I'm sure when you've got several probes kicking around, you pick the wrong probe up, because I'm a bit of a nugget. So we'll just test this on here. So you can see we've got 1.4 ohms. You can't actually see that on screen because for whatever reason my multimeter is not showing on screen now. But I tell you what I am having, Dave, is a mare of a stream, because nothing, all OBS has moved all over the place, because I've had to resize things for Twitch, and it's resized my OBS screen, so nothing is lining up, nothing's talking, and I've just, every time I go to do something, it's not there. That one's off the side of the screen up there, so that one's huge, so we need that moving up. Put that there and then resize that down. Right, we now have multimeter showing. What a learning curve, what a learning curve. There we go. So if we test these, we can see we've got 0.14 on a ground to ground across the board. We've got 0.14, so it's a direct. Don't get much directer than that. So it's taking all the current. Yeah, it's taking 1 amp at 1 volt at the moment, but we can see off there it's this inductor here, which is what it is. It's a direct short to ground, and I've now got everything disconnected. We've got another one up here. Is that a direct short? Yeah, so that's the only inductor which is showing as a short. All the inductors are absolutely fine. So there's a couple of hiding under that pad there. Yeah, yeah. The two inductors straight after primary 2 MOSFETs seem to be fine as well. So I'm right in thinking this is the CPU one, CPU power. Or is that the CPU power up there? I'm not too sure. That looks more like it, because there's a couple of drivers, and or is that the battery charge? Tint the battery. That could be the battery charge one. Do we think? Could be the battery charge one, because it's quite a big one on there. So I think that might be the, looking at it, might be the battery one, but the battery is disconnected, which might follow a little bit, because she was saying that it was intermittent charging. She bought a new charger, and then it stopped working with the new charger. So if the old charger is a bit iffy, yeah, maybe. But we're going to pop the board out and see where we go from there. Mainly because I like unscrewing boards, and I think it's only 2 screws to get it out now, since I've got everything else out. Because you know what these Lenovo's are like. You've got to take battery out just to get to that, and then you've got to heat sink out to take metal tape off. That screw is not coming out with that driver. Why is that? That is a really... Oh my gosh. Oh my golly gosh, that was so tight. So we've got the hinge up, and then we see if we can get the bracket off. Ooh. board. No, I'm not bored. I mean board, as in circuit board, motherboard. See if it will come out. Not God, I'm bored. Would I say that? We have a board out. Ooh, I don't like it when it's got stuff like that. We've got a board out and that. Let's shift that big thing to one side. Let's peel back the aluminum foil. Let me have a quick visual on here, and if there is anything, we will get the microscope on. But I don't think there's going to be. There's 2 RAM chips on here. So that's going to have probably 8 gig of RAM into it, if they're 4 gigabytes each. They're your RAM chips. So yes. What's under these stickers? Oh, 2 more RAM chips. There we go. Right, let's bring my microscope back in. Just wind that up a bit, tighten that up, microscope, and let's see if I've got a focal point. Yeah, so this is the inductor here, which is getting hot, which I'm presuming is on the battery circuit. If we look down, I think this is all coming down to the battery, and we've got there's no short on current sense resistor, which is here. The current sense resistor is absolutely fine, which I thought if we had a short, so we're on resistance here on multimeter. If we have a look on the on there, we're absolutely fine on there. We've got 1830. It's fluctuating a bit. We've got kilo ohms, so we're fine. On here we've got that, so we're a direct short on this side. See if we can put some light on the scenario. Bit of reflection, but I haven't got a reflecting light. So we follow this on the output, so that'll be shorted there. I don't think that side will be shorted, so that's doing its job. So it's obviously prior to that, but as you can see, it's coming through all these vias and whatnot here. I can't see any damage or burn marks or anything like that around around that section, but we all know it's not necessarily around that section. It could be around one of other sections which are just oh, it's a reflection. I saw that then, I thought, oh, was that a burn mark? It wasn't, it was a reflection. This is a little Lenovo laptop, really nice laptop in fairness. It looks really pretty from the outside. So unless this is something easy and quick, I'm probably going to pick this back up tomorrow and start the kind of the diagnostics tomorrow morning rather than tonight, because unless we find a possible culprit with that, but we'll do a that always makes lots. Let's draw it on board here. Oh, we've put it in the wrong place, so let's just move it. But we're gonna go through all the time and effort of moving it, but we won't change screen print. So whenever you look at it, it always looks like it's fallen off or been knocked off or something like that. So it does make me chuckle. There's a few laptops like that, which look similar, where they've painted something on board and they've not done anything about it. So let's flip it over and just make sure. So we've got his main DC power coming in up here, and let's see if we've got any shorts on that. Yes. So we'll get a nice there. We should have 0 to there, which we do. Let's see if we've got it there. Current sensor resist. So that's okay. Fuse. I always love a fuse. Can never resist touching it. So am I right in thinking that that's the current sensor resistor up there? No, current sensor resistor will be down here, won't it? Near the 2 MOSFETs. Just looking at that capacitor there, that capacitor just doesn't look right. There's a nice big fuse there. Fuse looks fine, and there's no short on fuse. Oh, there is the short on that fuse. Right, so what we can do is inject some voltage into that fuse and see if there's anything on this side of the board lighting up. So let's have a go at that. Let's have a go at that. We'll clip that on there. We'll clip this little beauty down here. What this will force me to do is get all my Shazamizons in a row and get things configured properly. Now I am more or less back where it should be. So we have got, it's got a short on both sides of the inductor, and it's obviously coming to the side of the board down here. We've got a short on this humongous fuse here. So I'm just going to put that on there. If you look at current, I can turn it on and off with, there's a button on this one. I will explain it earlier. I've got an on and off button for my injection probe, so I can basically flick it on and off. So if we have a look at the current, if I press it on, we can see we're getting a current draw. So I've got it limited to 1 volt and 1, I think it's an amp, current draw 1 amp, 15 watts. So we will get the thermal camera on, and we'll just see if there's anything around the board on this side just lighting up. There's something down there. No, it's a ground plane, it's reflection. Is that something lighting up there? Let's put macro lens on and let's have a look. This looks to be something a little bit out of place there. Ooh. Getting all tangled up. But the main power rail fuse there is shorted, so I'm hoping it's not the CPU, which has gone pop. Just don't know. Now it's an earthing reflection. I'm not seeing anything at all under the thermal camera lighting up. Voltage off, voltage on. Off. On. That what's lighting up is the actual fuse. You see it kind of pulsing. Now we've got board out, let's inject at that inductor again. Just to see if there's any anything on this side of the board. Let's get this this connector back up at here. Just see where we are with this. So the story behind it, if anybody is joining us, it's got a direct short at main power rail, but as we can see, it's taking. It must be a close short to ground because it's dropping the current right down to 0.2 of a volt. So it must be something a nice juicy one. On, off. So there's nothing. Oh, what was that there? No reflection. Plenty of reflection, not a lot of action. That's just ground. Let's just put a little bit more little bit more current. Let's go to 1.5 amps. I don't think I'm going much higher than that. Might up the voltage a little bit next, because this is the battery charge circuit. So it should be probably, what's the battery? 11.5 volts. So we probably are good to lift the voltage a little. I don't really want much higher anyway, just in case it's shorting, but it's not shorting through to any other inductors or any other lower voltage items. Off. And what's that? That's an earthing plug. So only things which are getting wham are the earths. So do we put a bit more voltage? Not bringing me any joy there. So I think we've got to up the voltage a little bit, just to see if we can move it on. I'm going to go to 1.5 volts at 1.5 amps, and we'll just see if anything is coming to life. I would say, let me just see if it's drinking it all, and it's still drinking it all down. It's got to be a big component if it's able to absorb that much, but the CPU is not getting warm, so it's not a CPU issue, which is really good. That's a reflection on the CPU. I am looking at CPU now, and that's just a reflection on the CPU. She needs to text me, but she just reminded me that I've got to pick her up at 2 o'clock, which I know. Yep. They're finishing early today. They normally finish at 3:10, and they're finishing at 2 o'clock because they're having a parents' evening at school. So fortunately, because I work from home and work for myself, it doesn't really affect me that much. Now, what's that getting a little bit warm? No. Again, I'm pulsing it on and off. Just flip over and go to main fuse again on that side, which is here, just off screen. Yeah, main fuse is still taking that. You would think it's got to be something on the main input, but there's just nothing at all generating any type of heat at all. Swap hands. And you watch Uncle Sorin do this, or some of the other creators, and it's like, yeah, let's do that, and they just seem to go straight to it. Those, what you can see, are just ground reflections. So yeah. Let me just check the resistance of the main power jack. So we're back onto ground. I'm just going to check the main power pin. Right, so the DC power has got good resistance, 180 ohms, but the fuse after the MOSFETs is down to that. And as I say, that inductor on the other side at board is as low as you're going to get. I mean, directly through the inductor, we've got if we do pin to pin on the come on, that's it. I thought my multimeter had decided to stop working there. So I've got 1.3, or sorry, 0.12 if I do left to right of the inductor. If I go to ground to inductor, I've got the same. The inductor is completely shorted to ground. There is no way, shape or form, but it's not coming out of this MOSFET here. This MOSFET's fine. This side of MOSFET is shorted, so it's looks to be on the input side, because this will be the output side down here, I would think. So that's where I am thinking it will be. So let's get again my voltage injection. Stick that on there. Yeah, sticking some. Let's see if there's anything lighting up now. The only thing I can see glowing is earth point, which is what that is. That's an earth point, but it's a reflection. Oh, what's that there? It's another earth point. Another earth point there. Another ground. Again, nothing on there. Let me just flip over, get back onto this fuse, and we'll try it on this fuse, on this main rail fuse, which is shorted here. So it's after the first and second MOSFET. The power off, power on. That's not changing in intensity, so it's a reflection. But it must be something big being able to absorb this this current without. And again, the only thing, there we go. You see that getting nice? You can see it on big camera, can't you? Let's put the macro lens on. See what that is. That's the fuse. So the only thing what's getting hot is the bloody fuse. Yeah, that's a good idea, that, Dave. Get it stood up. But why is the fuse here? Why is that fuse getting so warm? That is the only thing which I can see, which is getting hot. Let me put the soldering iron. Let's take that inductor off like Dave suggested. We tombstone it. If anybody is in chat who doesn't know what tombstone is, you just lift one side of the inductor. I'm going to lift this side of the inductor because I know the short doesn't exist here because it's not passing through here. So I'm going to lift this side of the inductor, which I think is on the input. So we'll lift that, and when the iron tip is ready, press it into sleep. Oh my. Put the right soldering iron in. I've got wrong soldering iron plugged in. My Fenersi soldering iron, there we go. Let's get a bit of low melt on here. All over the place. And let's see if we can get a bit of low melt down in this gap. Not low melt, leaded, sorry. This is just so you can see how bad I solder. Because apparently I solder incredibly bad. And I would agree with that, I do. Oh, there we go. So we'll just get something sharp under there just to start lifting when I heat. I've got my small soldering iron connected at the moment. So it's probably just going to drink a lot of this heat for a few minutes. I'm on maximum, but it is drinking a lot. We'll get a bit of magic flux on there. Just to give it a fighting chance at conducting some of the heat. Can always clean it off afterwards. We'll see where we go. If we have got a short on here, I might just tack a wire onto there and see how it is. Really should change my soldering iron to the other one, because this really hasn't got enough thermal mass to do this adequately. I just thought, rather than me messing around taking my soldering station out, we will see where we go. Right, we're tombstoning that, so we've definitely now not got a connection. Stick that in there. Give that a quick wipe. We do not have any shorts there. We'll just sit that up like so. So let's just see if we've still got a short there. Get my probes out and my ground negative probe. So let's test the resistance. So we've got a nice ground there. We'll go to that point there. What's that? 0.7. I would surmise that this side is, yeah. So we can see we've got meg ohms on that side and we've got 0.7 on this. So it definitely is a short on this side, 0.9. So whilst I'm here, I'm just going to tack a wire on there, which might be a bit easy. Let me grab a wire out of my wire box down here, and we'll tack a wire on there, which will just make it a bit easier because I can put a clamp on rather than anything else, and then it'll save me going around and round in circles. Put a red one on because we like red. I need to be out of the door at 2 p.m. today. Sorry, at 5 to 2. So I may only just get a chance to get this wire tacked and on and give it a quick voltage injection just to see what's what and where we're going. So it is going to be a very, very quick stream today. Again, it was just to test whether we what that was. And back door open behind me then, and I'm thinking I'm only one in the house apart from me and dog. Panicked me a little bit then. Must be the wind. We'll just get that trimmed down. We'll get that blobbed on there. It's the dog come to see me. It's like, Dad, are you streaming again? So you're going to let me on WooFTube? There's a dog on there she's been chatting to. Okay. And in my view, it's a bit rough. It's dog she's been chatting to. So let's see if we've got a current draw. We have current draw, so at least we've got current draw. Finally kicked in on the on the thingy pop. Yeah, finally kicked in. Sorry, I am missing chat on Twitch. Sorry, Michael. Well, Carl thought he's a friendly chap. He is a friendly chap. Sorry, I missed that. Thermal cam on scope is a nice touch. Yeah, it's the oh, I've got quite a few chats on there which I have missed because it was off the bottom of the screen. So really do apologise for anybody I am missing on there. Suspected daggers whoopee cheap viewers streambow.com remove space. Okie dokie. Thank you very, very much for that. Yeah, it's a nice touch on there, Michael. I do apologise. I missed your comment. So I wasn't on it all down. So we've got it all injecting there. Let's go back to thermal and see if we've got anything lighting up. We are kicking in, I think this is 3 volts at 1.6 amps, as you can see. It's pulling the current the voltage straight now. So it must be quite a big direct short and a decent component to be able to suck all the current without generating any real heat spot. What's that? No. if it was a capacitor, it would be lighting up like a lighthouse at the moment, and it's not. There is a bit of heat on the board here, but there's nothing really here. If we look on the right hand side, there's nothing on this section of board really. It's a bit of an empty part of the board. But there is a. Did that just glow? Are we getting something? No, that's matte. Oh, this is where I've been soldering. Yeah, it's just where I've been soldering. There is definitely some heat coming there, because I can feel it with my fingers, but there's no real. See if it's on the other side of the board. We have about 60 seconds to find this problem, and if not, I'll have to shoot, gentlemen. Because school run awaits, unfortunately. Again, it was only a test stream just to see if it was working on multi-stream. If you do want to see conclusion of this and you are sat in chat, please hit my subscribe button on YouTube, and I will be finishing this off on my next stream, which will be either later today or tomorrow, but you will be notified if you hit the subscribe button, and it's always nice to do that as well. Yeah, there's nothing sticking its nose in the air with that one. Again, that's a. Can you see what that is? That's just a ground pad which we're reflecting. And the only thing which I can see any heat, if you can see the heat down here, and this is coming from underside at board, which is this top corner, which is where the inductor sits. So we're sucking down all that again. That is the only place. But we can see on camera, there's just nothing getting warm at all. So, right, gentlemen, I am going to have to go on school run. I cannot avoid it. Necessary to obviously pick my daughter up from school. Early finish day for her, and it takes me. It's about a 10-minute drive or so. I wish I had the patience to do this, Dave. It's not about patience. I enjoy doing it, if I'm being honest, Dave. Sorry, not Dave. Antrave. I enjoy doing it. So yeah. But yeah, if you do want to see conclusion of this, please hit that subscribe button in there or hit the like button. It was only a test stream today, just to see if I could multi-stream to YouTube and Twitch, which seems successful. Held a message for reason smart detection expired, not posted to chat. Oh, right, that was him. Yeah, so thank you very much everyone for joining in. I will stream either later today or tomorrow to get the conclusion of this one. So at least we've got a bit more of an exciting one down here to maybe look at and kind of get his teeth into. Obviously, chat will come in great help with that. So have a really, really good day. Thank you very much for joining me. I am going to try and disconnect from both chats. I'm going to try and turn. Guys, I'm just going to turn off F1 shirt 100 plus. Hey, oh, thank you for the follow. I think that is on YouTube, so thank you very much for that. I'm just going to turn Twitch off. I think I have now dropped from Twitch. Could you just please give me a thumbs up in chat if I am still live on YouTube? One last favour, just a thumbs up or anything in chat just to see if I'm still live on YouTube, because this is the first time, so I think I've disconnected Twitch. I just want to see if I'm still live on YouTube, because there will be occasions where I'll probably turn Twitch off a little bit earlier than YouTube. But if I'm still live on YouTube, am I live on YouTube? I don't know. No. I don't know if I'm still live on YouTube. But there we go. I might be. I'll wait for people to say it. But either way, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll do this tomorrow, and we will see where it goes. Yes, I'm still live. Wonderful, wonderful. I need to work on the time delay. I must have it set to wrong time delay as well. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who's participated, joined in and helped. And I will catch you on one of my other streams or in one of the other chats. Thank you very much. And thank you to my new subscribers. I think at least 2 came through today, even just on this terrible, terrible stream today. But we'll catch everybody on another one where we get this done. See you later, guys. Bye-bye now.